Welcome to a special live edition of In the Arrowverse. I'm Christy Wong.
And I'm Dan Milliken. We are live. We are here as a watch party on the auction where Jimmy from Jimmy's World is almost donating a plane if you go and bid on it. Jimmy, thank you for coming and being a part of this.
My pleasure. I'm happy to donate an airplane, I guess. Not really. I mean, it's a pretty good deal right now.
It's more than $10.
Where it's at.
We're at $11.
Yeah.
We are not at $11.
I bid $11.
All right, so for you guys out there, it's not too late to join in on the bidding fun. And with us is Matt Hutton from Aerospace Auctions. Matt, if somebody wants to start bidding right now, what do they need to do, and they need to hurry?
So you need to hop in the room now if you want to get involved in the fun today. Go to airspaceauctions.com, then go look for Jimmy's Lancair, the 1999 Lancair 360. Click on the Register to Bid button, fill out all the information under Register to Bid, and then we'll send you a link for your secure credit card payment, and we'll let you in the room, and you could win Jimmy's airplane today.
Okay, now I do have a quick question because I thought we were going to have 2 airplanes today.
Oh, that's right there to the heart at the beginning.
Oh, I'm just diving in. What? So we got the Lancair.
It was a beautiful 310.
It is, yes. Ironically, the Lancair, the one that is here at the auction, is the guy that built it in his garage. He spent 8,000 hours building this airplane in his garage. And all of the certified airplanes are the ones that have been the most expensive, most difficult to keep flying, like the 310. Yes, so before I sold the 310, I wanted to make sure somebody else went over it with a fine-tooth comb, because the biggest fear I have is that 10 years later down the road, 3 owners down the road, somebody has an incident and hurts themselves or somebody else. And I wanted the best shop in the world to go through it so that anything we can do to make sure this was a good airplane was done. Took it to TAS, and they did their job, and they did it all too well. They found quite a few significant issues that unfortunately are part of the 310 legacy, if you will.
Okay.
So there's gear side braces that crack on most of these. This one, and they make a kit for it, actually. It happens on so many of them that Cessna came out with a kit a long time ago. This one just hasn't had it done yet, but it needs it. A couple hairline cracks. Well, if that was it, wouldn't be too bad. But then in the nose section, the same thing. Where the nose gear holds on, it cracked right there where a real weak part is, and Cessna, again, has a service bulletin repair kit for these airplanes because it happens so often. Mine, unfortunately, was cracked there as well. Beyond that, it then had a little bit of corrosion where it still had the original air hoses that go to it. They're called black tube for all your fresh air and everything like that. I knew about that corrosion. I told them to go look at that to see what it would take to fix that. Well, it turns out it's a lot of manual labor, and because it's old, it's basically a restoration at this point to fix those things. Safe, yes. Potentially dangerous, yes. And because of that, I was just not comfortable selling it to somebody with those known issues.
So are you going to auction the parts of the 310?
Oh, man, I hope not.
So what are we going to do with the 310 then?
We're still working on the very last details of that, but I will end it on hope. I have it on good authority that the airplane will fly again. It's not going to be anytime soon, but it will fly again.
I would just say, why not sell it with those known issues to somebody who has the time and money to put themselves into a passion project like that?
Yep, exactly.
I mean, instead of letting it sit there, that's just my personal
Correct.
opinion.
You know, with TAS, I mean, they are the twin Cessna shop in the entire world, bar none. And we went over so many different options. Option 1 was for me to pull an Elvis jet and chop the thing up and try to sell the tokens out of it. And I think the entire aviation world would have crucified me if I had done that.
The 310 RV was not going to sell.
You know, and somebody's already done that. There's a guy that's already taken. We discovered that the serial number from the guy that took the 310 and put it on a car chassis, it's only 75 numbers off from mine.
Oh my
It's a 56 310 and polished that he put on a car chassis and is driving it around.
Wow.
So it's like a golf cart. Maybe we can use that as partner with the Elvis jet. That'd be awesome.
Interesting.
Anyways.
Okay, so while the the auction is going on. The Lancair is the one that you can go to. So make sure that you're at airspaceauction.com and that you can bid on it. For those watching this live, this is exciting. We're on Arrowverse, and you can go to arrowverse.com where you're at, and using the code Jimmy20, Jimmy20,
My gangsta.
you can get 20% off of any subscription, and that's a lifetime code. So
Really?
yeah, lifetime. Jimmy20.
I didn't even
Jimmy
know that.
20 is
That's
his
fantastic.
street name,
That's
coincidentally.
his- and
So.
Jimmy 20.
Yeah, so Jimmy20, and you can join Arrowverse, which is the home of great aviation content. As a matter of fact, let's listen to the founder of Arrowverse about why he created Arrowverse and what's in it for you.
Arrowverse is a streaming app dedicated to the broadband of all aviation. And it is a collection of documentaries, YouTubers, original content, just anything of aviation interest that's done very well that we can bring on.
All airplanes, all the time, on demand.
So we have a wide variety of different categories. So you've got military aviation, warbirds, vintage aircraft, general aviation. We have bush planes. There's documentaries, series. So just a lot of different categories. We want to make sure we serve everybody. Space flight. So, you know, we have some interesting documentaries about, you know, how we got to the moon, things like that. So we really want to serve everyone in the aviation and aerospace community. Is we have some streaming channels. So up at the top, there's a button that says channels. You hit that and it'll take you to a menu of different streaming channels. Warbird HQ, which is just warbirds all the time. You love warbirds, you go there, you plop it on and you're good to go. Just the Docs, which is documentary films, so nothing but documentary films, and the Pilot's Lounge, which is general aviation. So you can go in there and you'll see a collection, and it's just going to be a streaming channel. So you put it on, and it's already running, no commercials, and runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
If you enjoy aviation, you don't have to be a pilot. This isn't just aimed at pilots. It's anybody that's an enthusiast about airplanes. There's something on here for you. It may be you like watching the airplane fly through the mountains, but you may also like watching a annual inspection on a P-51 and just look at what beautiful craftsmanship it takes to keep these airplanes going. There's something for everybody, or I'll say this, the story behind either one of those. The people are super interesting on here. So don't make the mistake that this is a pilot channel. It's for anybody that really has an interest in aviation.
We are going to be showing you some excerpts from the incredible original programming that's going to be on Arrowverse, as well as some of the stuff that we have, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
All right, we're looking at the comments. We're kind of monitoring what's going on. And one of the questions that popped up is the actual auction going on here? And the answer is no, but Matt from Aerospace Auctions will tell you exactly where to go if you want to see the live auction.
Yeah, but keep your browser up here on that. Just open a new browser window. Matt?
Yeah, just have two browser windows open and put one of them on airspaceauctions.com and go to Jimmy's auction for the Lancair 360, and you can see everything go down. You'll see as the bids increase, and that's the perfect place to watch all the action, enjoy the fun.
I want to know more about the Lancair itself.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about the Lancair. First, not just Jimmy's specific model, but Matt, tell us about the Lancair, because I've flown in a Glasair. Is that kind of the same thing?
They're similar airplanes. I personally like the Lancair more, but it's a composite, two-seat, really high-speed airplane, experimental in nature. This one features an IO 360 engine. It burns about 9 gallons per hour.
Wow.
Yeah, and I believe
Thirsty.
194 knots. Is that correct, Jimmy?
190, well, with speed tape on the gap seals, it'll do 199 true at 10,000, burning 8.8 gallons an hour.
What kind of fuel economy is that,
field.
Jimmy?
25 miles to the gallon, doing
wow.
230 miles an hour.
Sounds better than a Ferrari.
Why are you selling this thing then?
It's a stupid 421. Show Jimmy's World, gotta keep things new.
So you just bought a 421, and this is going to help pay for that.
Yeah, and then there was the helicopter that I was not planning on.
No.
It just happened.
You
It
have
was
a problem.
I know, I do, and it's.
Oh my gosh.
But he doesn't have a problem. He has
fun.
a solution, and the solution is more planes.
Well, see,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. I would just keep it and collect it. But I understand because you have to sell it to pay for the 421.
Yes,
Got
yes.
it.
And with the
Okay.
421, I'm hoping that it will open up more doors and we can go see more stuff and have bigger and better adventures.
Well, my
That's what I keep
$11
telling
bid is
myself.
not gonna.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
And so for you guys watching, make sure that if you're watching live, the chat is open. We are monitoring the chat. If you have questions for Jimmy, Jimmy's
Hip
monitoring.
just popped. That's how old
that
I
was
am.
your hip?
I know. You thought it was a chair. That was my hip.
We may need to buy an auction off a
Quick,
new
call
hip for
911.
Jimmy.
Jimmy's down.
Oh my gosh. Somebody did say, Turner said, howdy, Jimmy. So
Hi,
there you go.
Turner.
So
Wherever you're at, thanks
So-
for showing up.
yeah, so we are watching that. So throughout the course of this auction watch party, do leave us some comments. Matt, how does the auction work in the sense that right now we're at 57,611?
I love whoever put in the bid to make that 1111.11. They're my hero. That's all I gotta say. That's fantastic.
It's very binary,
That's
almost.
true. Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, true.
So how do they bid right now?
So you have to become a registered bidder. That's the first part of the equation. And then after you become a registered bidder, you can input any number you want. That way you can hence the number like 57611.11. Or you can just bid in $500 increments automatically with a quick bid button. And there's also a proxy option.
Okay, what is proxy?
So proxy would allow you to go in and say, put $65,000 in.
Make it higher than that. Come on. You want to
gotta
put
afford
$4 million.
$105,000.
Yes, there you go.
You can put a $105,000 bid in, and when the next person puts a bid in on top of this one, then it would put in a proxy bid another $500 higher until you make it to your high bid point. So it's basically an automated bidding system.
Okay, I see. Well, all right, so where are we at? We're at 57,611. So Jimmy, what are you kind of hoping? Or what do you, let me put it this way. You've got, best case, worst case, and kind of where you think it'll fall.
Well, the worst case was we're way past that.
The worst case has left the building.
A penny, and I was like, this can go really bad because there are no phone bidders here. It is pure auction happening. So worst case is already out the window. And honestly, strangely as it sounds, I'm pretty comfortable with, the price, whoever would be getting it if it sold at this price would be getting a fantastic deal on an airplane. So, good for them, I guess. And I'd take care of it. And I just, whoever gets it, please, for the love of all that's holy, enjoy it the way I have enjoyed it and fly the airplane. It is the best airplane to fly I've ever flown.
Well, one commenter has asked you, what are the plans with the 421? Are you planning on doing family outings, events, Oshkosh?
Selling
what are
it
we
for
doing?
auction?
Yeah.
Yeah, you apparently will be doing that. The reason I bought the 421 is because where Jimmy's World as a show is going, and we're trying to go see bigger, further things, and frankly, it's the only airplane that can fly mostly year-round. Where the Lancair, it's limited to just me and a skinny person, and that's it.
got
Like
you.
our wallet, yeah. There you go. Yeah, you'd fit in there. And then the 310, it's polished and it's so pretty. You don't want to take it out or go through bad weather with that. And ironically, it's only a 4-seater. It says 5 seats, but that's not really a 5-seater. And it doesn't have any icing equipment or anything on it. Instrument flight, again, you don't want to take an airplane like that into bad weather. The 421 is always been on my list. In my top 10 video when I first started a YouTube thing, I actually called it Jessica because it's just one of those airplanes that's really stable and nice and
Like a Jessica?
Like a Jessica.
Oh my God.
I know.
I learned something too.
Yeah, that's why
did not know
Cameron.
that.
That's why this one's nicknamed Cameron, because also in that same video, the Lancair 4 is the bigger version of this, but it's much more crazy, like a redhead named Cameron, or a redhead named Lindsay. and which will just, it goes all bad, crazy fast, like this speech is right now.
I am
And then-
I am learning so much
Yeah,
right
so that's
now.
why we call it Cameron.
okay,
this
yeah,
is the
but
more stable
if-
of the sisters, is Cameron. There
right.
we go. That's why.
If we're going to stay in an educational mode for the channel.
Look at the comments now.
There you go.
Yes!
You did
You
get
can
a
get a
comment, yeah.
lot more content like this. Jimmy's World.
Please go look at it
one.
there.
It's a crazy world to be in, but one of the cool things about Arrowverse is that we have Jimmy's World on Arrowverse ad-free. So yes, you can watch it on YouTube and
Will
go
they
and
edit
subscribe.
this part of that video
We
out
will
of Arrowverse?
absolutely,
Probably.
not edit that out.
I was going to
So-
say, you could see Jimmy uncut.
So, and let's play you a little clip of what you could expect at Arrowverse to see from Jimmy's World.
On today's episode of Jimmy's World, we're gonna see if we can get this airplane started after more than 7 years. Let's do this.
There you go. You just need a little extra attention there, girl. That's right. It's gonna be all right. Jimmy's here. I've always wanted to own a private jet, and there's no more ultimate private jet than Elvis's private jet.
And it is sold! $260,000 sold!
Top 10 private jets you can buy for less than $500,000. 10 airplanes that will do 200 knots that you can buy for under $200,000. Yeah! Oh, it's on now. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome to Jimmy's World. We're back.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look and see the status of the auction right now. Where are we at, Matt?
So we're at 57,611.11 still, but we have another bidder just got in the room, and we have 12 and a half minutes left on the auction clock, and I have this feeling that we're going to see action at the very end of this.
How does that work with the end of the auction? Are they able to sneak in and snipe at that last second, or how does that work?
So any good auction site has a sniper clause. It's better for the buyers and the sellers. So anytime in the last couple minutes of the auction, if someone bids, a couple minutes is added to the clock. And that allows for someone not to come into the last minute and steal the auction away.
I used to love doing that in eBay.
I was
Back
just
in
about
eBay.
to say.
I bought a motorcycle like that. I was like, 3, 2, 1, go! And I was like, yes!
I did
Totally
that
got
And
it.
just hope that they didn't have like a higher maximum bid than what you were bidding.
You're fair. Yeah.
So the sniper clause is your fault now.
Yeah, well,
because-
it was awesome while it
Probably
lasted.
a little bit of my fault too, I'm not gonna lie.
well,
I needed those airplane models for reasons,
Beanie
guys.
Babies.
well, and talking about aerospace auctions, Matt, you've got a show as well on Arrowverse, a new one that takes a look at different airplanes. Let's take a look at the trailer, but then I want you to tell me about what your plans are for the show. So let's take a look at In Plain View.
Welcome to In Plain View, a show about rare birds and the stories behind them. I'm your host, Matt Hutton, a lifelong aviator and aficionado of unique aircraft. Come join me as I interview some of my favorite aircraft, from the classics of the golden age of flight to today's cutting-edge innovations, as we descend into the fascinating details that make each plane unique.
You know, there's nothing else like this in the whole world. And we pretty much worked on this Monday through Friday from 6 at night till midnight, sometimes 1, 2 in the morning. This is the only one flying in the world, and it's been in my family for 70 years. And it's its own air show. When you show up for gas, plan on taking an hour and a half to gas the thing, because you can land in the middle of nowhere and there's 12 people waiting for you by the time you taxi up to the pump, because it's just a little national gem, in my opinion.
Let's unlock the secrets of these incredible flying machines together.
Wow. Matt, that is a silly looking airplane. Tell me about that thing.
You know, I'm really glad that I got to feature that in the first episode of In Plain View. It's a Boeing YL-15 Scout. There were only 12 of them made. It was for a liaison aircraft project for the U.S. Air Force, and they were not the winner. They went to the Alaskan Wildlife and Fisheries after that, and Keith Burnquist, the current owner, his father purchased it from the Fisheries Department, and the family's had it for the last 75 years. It's a really incredible aircraft and a one of one.
So
And
are they putting that thing up for auction? Or?
it'll be up for auction next week.
Whoa.
It is the
my
rarest
gosh.
STOL plane in the world. And probably the best performing STOL plane in the world as
Really?
well. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so where are we at now in the auction? Any movement? Not yet.
Not yet. We have 9
Oh
minutes.
my
It's going to
God.
happen.
Minutes.
Okay.
Man, I'm starting to get flashbacks from the Elvis jet purchase.
Oh, that's right.
God, because that was at auction. Except there was a phone bidder, and that was totally not it. But
Go watch
Yeah.
that video.
yeah, you can watch that video over there somewhere.
Jimmy, give it a little bit of deeper dive into this particular Lancair, and why did you buy it, and tell us about the builder.
Yeah, I bought this after I got my commercial rating and things like that. I'd been looking for a Lancair for a long time. I thought that I wanted the Lancair 4, but it had a lot of characteristics and flight characteristics that were too far outside of my own personal comfortability level. But this Lancair, the 235, and this one is particular a Mark II, so it has a bigger tail on it, which did away with some of the earlier year pitching and some of their control issues. But this one was kind of the most sorted of all the Lancairs of this generation. And my struggle with finding one was finding one that was built that the builder, the owner, did not mess with it. They just built it strictly how Lancair told them to build it by the blueprints, and that is unbelievably difficult to find. But I finally found this one in Arizona by the guy's named Byron, just a fantastic human being, just an amazing guy. He's an engineer, you can tell, 8,000 hours to build this airplane.
Whoa.
Incredible. And he didn't change anything from the plans. The way Lancair, we still have all the blueprints and everything that went with it, all the builder logs, the pictures of every step of it. And it's just remarkable build job on this. And that's why I saw how well it was built. And then my plan was to add my own stuff to it with avionics and with engine upgrades and stuff like that later. That never happened. Because frankly, it worked so good, I didn't want to mess with it.
Right.
Until I had to mess with it. And so I was like, you know what, leave well enough alone. This thing is working great by itself. I bought it, and I look back on it, and it may have not been the smartest thing in the world to fly it back with the hours that I had, because I went in the right seat with Byron, and he's flown this thing for 1,400 hours. He built it. He knows this better than anybody. He flew up, went like this. We went around, went up. He showed me the speed and showed that one landing, and he goes, okay, you like it? And I'm like, yep, and then sent the wire. The next day, I loaded all my stuff into it, got in the left seat, and just went for it. That was probably the dumbest thing that the grace of God has been on me, because when I took off, the P factor went like this, and then the pitch on it, because I've only ever flown Yoke and Piper airplanes that you got to really yank on controls to get them to do a lot.
I know.
Man, not this thing. It's a fighter jet. So I went to pull back, and then the airplane went woo like this, and I was like, oh no, and then I went forward, and it started doing this whole thing on me. I thought I was going to die on takeoff in Ryan Field, but then got it. I was like, just don't hit the ground. That was my only concern. Don't hit the tower or the ground. And finally got it flying, and my first landing was in the middle of nowhere, Big Lake, Texas, right in the west side of Texas here. And I landed hard enough to where one of the lights, the light lens popped off, and all that was in the video. But then after that first trip, I was like, okay, now this is a plane where you fly the whole thing by no more movement than this on the stick. That's all you need to fly this airplane. It's a fighter jet of an airplane. It's so much fun to fly now that I've learned how to fly it.
She sounds fun and zoomy.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I flew the Glacier that Z-Vision has, and it was like a motorcycle in the sky.
Yeah, it's two-seater Ferrari sports car is the way this thing handles it. You can go 100. Well, in the one race we did, we were racing to see how long it would take to climb from 1,000 to 10,000. This airplane will do it in 8.5 minutes. And I'm still doing 900 feet a minute at 10,000 feet. And it's a naturally aspirated fixed pitch propeller. It's insane the performance this airplane has.
That's wild.
I know. You guys suck. I'm going to miss it. Dumb.
Well, speaking of checking out really cool airplanes in different industries and whatnot, we've actually got a really cool show on Arrowverse called Throttle Jockey.
Yep. Throttle Jockey stars Chelsea Smith, and she goes around and finds working pilots and takes a look at what they're doing. And it's our flagship show on Arrowverse. And we have just completed episode 3. It's not live yet, but we do have I hope we do have a trailer for Throttle Jockey episode 3. Take a look.
It's air show season, which brings us to a totally different group of working pilots.
Hello.
Are you David?
I'm David.
I'm Chelsea. I met with pilot David Martin. He's flying a Booker biplane here at Sun and Fun in Lakeland, Florida.
You ready? Contact.
It's been called the Stradivarius of airplanes, and I think you can see why. And there's that signature snap roll from that airplane again. Is it not crisp and clean and precise? Beautiful.
There are a lot of aerobatic planes today that owe their lineage to the Youngmeister. On most engines, you can still see the push rods, but you wouldn't see the rockers. As if the day couldn't get any better, one of my personal idols, Patty Wagstaff, asked me if I would hold the ribbon for her famous inverted ribbon cutting.
I do really like the acceleration, the fast. You know, I love Mustangs. I was a fighter pilot. I love, F-16s. I mean, anything. I do get the big exhilaration of flying still. And you can get it out of a little light plane, or you can get it out of a super hot rod plane.
I came expecting to learn about an airshow pilot, which I did, but I really came away with so much more. The story and origin of aerial artistry.
All right, guys. Well, just in the last couple of minutes, we've had some big movement on the auction.
Matt, what's going on?
You know, I love my job, but the end of the auction is always stressful. We were at $57,111.11.
We went to that trailer.
We went to the trailer. We're at $65,500 now.
With like 4 bids.
And and we have 2.5 minutes left to go, and it's not over with yet. We'll see where this thing ends.
So proxy bid is it took out our 11 cents, which is very sad. But so the proxy bid means that somebody's already put like a really huge amount.
Yeah, millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. And so whenever somebody bids, it's getting up to that proxy bid, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so at some point, hopefully, when they bid that $1 million, it gets over that proxy bid.
that would be, I would deliver it personally if that happened.
Well, with less than 2
I'll come with
minutes
you.
left, it's possible. It's possible.
Which, by the way, if possible, if we get the winning bidder's phone number, Jimmy has said he wants to call him.
I've got the winning bidder's phone number
if
right
they're
here.
open to it,
There
I
you
know.
go.
Well, the winning bidder's not there yet.
Yeah.
Nope, yes, when he wins. I've got all their numbers.
You got all their numbers,
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Whoever the winner is, well, beyond just that, I want to make sure to meet them, and so that we talk about the airplane together and make sure that they get all of the stuff that goes with the airplane.
Well, and a proper goodbye.
Well, yeah, I know.
All right. Okay, so we're at a minute
is-
15. Minute 15 now. Has somebody made a bid?
Not since we just talked about
So it hasn't been extended yet for any snipers out there.
Well, not yet. We got the 1 minute there.
All right, 1 minute
I'm getting excited.
now. 1 minute.
And currently, Ag Pilot 007 is in the lead. We'll see if
Ag
someone
Pilot.
takes the
Ag
airplane
pilot.
today.
It would be an ag.
Now the Ag
It
Pilot,
would be. Ag pilot. That would be a great airplane for an ag pilot.
Yeah.
They would have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
flying
It's
under
a
the
plus
under the
9
telephone
Gs.
wires.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
Oh, it popped up again.
Oh, it just got extended.
Oh, and
Just got extended.
So we're in the position of the auction now where the clause is in effect for Sniper, and it will extend if anybody bids currently on the auction.
It's like
This could go on forever, guys.
I was gonna say it's like getting bonus minutes when you were playing Nintendo as a kid.
Sure.
You know?
Bonus minute? Is that like when you up, down, left, right, B, A, select, start, 99 lives? Come on, please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
I know
All
what
right,
you're talking
Jimmy,
about.
Jimmy.
You gotta know
I
what
know
I'm talking
exactly what
Okay,
you're talking
Contra?
about.
No, I
That
didn't
was-
know the
Gosh.
cheat codes.
That's the first thing you learn.
Oh. Well, I didn't. So where are we at? So we're at 65. No, 66,500.
Yep,
Yes,
$6,500.
so the bidding window
No,
has-
67.5. Somebody just.
Oh!
Okay, did that increase it now?
No.
Yeah, now we're back up to 1:50, so that.
Okay, a minute 50.
So we got another 2 minutes. Somebody came in right there at the end.
Tried to snipe
They
it
tried to
away, but it
snipe
didn't
it.
work. They just keep on sniping, guys.
So is it still the Ag Pilot is the high right
Ag
now?
Pilot 007 is still the winning bidder. But we got a couple people bidding currently, so there's action on this.
Okay, so coming down to the wire. This is
I know.
exciting.
This is exciting. I wonder if they're watching this or if they're just on there like.
Well, I think Ag Pilot's probably flying the crops right now. I would.
Well,
He's just doing it on his
I
phone.
believe he was flying the crops earlier today. He took a break freaking bid on Jimmy's airplane.
That's all right.
Set a big. And
Do you
set
know
a
what
big,
part of the
huge
country
proxy.
he's in?
I believe he's in California.
Oh, so
Okay.
it's earlier in the day for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Because
got
they're
all
a couple
night.
hours.
They just went up again. We're at 68.5 and
We're
3
at
minutes
3
left to go on the
minutes.
clock.
Hey,
Oh
there
my
you go.
gosh.
Okay,
That works.
Auctions are exciting.
We're almost
Yeah,
at
they are.
16,000.
Jimmy, what would an individual, say an Ag Pilot, what would they do with a Lancair? Why would they get a Lancair?
Have the biggest stinking smile on their face ever.
Okay.
Because that's what's so heartbreaking about this is it's so dirt cheap to own and operate, and it goes so fast and has so much performance. You can't, there's no other plane that does that.
Is it rated for aerobatics?
The engine is what limits it, but the airframe is rated +9, -9.
Whoa.
Wow.
And they're used in Reno air races.
Why would you
They have a
ever
whole
want
class of this
90s?
airplane. Not like that.
So you can make funny videos?
That's true.
Okay.
It'd be fun. The funnest time I have ever had in an airplane was in an extra 330 though. Holy crap, was that fun. That was a ton of fun.
So we are down to
Oh, it went up
2 minutes. It
again.
went up again.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
We're at 69.5. So you're
69.
We could be here all night.
Yeah. Do we have questions?
So we've never been here
or-
all
Okay.
night, but now we're at 70,000, guys.
Hey.
Auctions are so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
We went up to how much?
No, I'm sorry, 69.5.
Oh, I thought you.
Sorry.
I thought I heard.
He was
it.
rounding up.
You got Jimmy really excited
Sorry to
there
get
for
you
a minute.
excited there, Jimmy.
All right.
I'm excited.
Any questions from
Yeah,
the
what do-
community right
we
now?
got questions going on in the
Can
chat.
I get a clear prop?
Clear prop.
Yeah.
And I get a clear prop. That's just funny. I don't even know
It's
where
like Carol
that
Burnett
came
in
from.
the Tarzan call.
I think so. The whole story behind the clear prop thing, again, with most of my life, was not on purpose. My Pastor Jim deal, do you know who the Pastor Jim character is on the
Yes.
Jimmy's World thing?
Yes.
He studies the book of Far. And I did that take
Oh my God.
I did that in one take. Unscripted, just went for it. I summoned my inner Southern Baptist preacher and just went for it.
We're at 1 minute.
And then instead of can I get an amen, it was can I get a clear prop, because that's what happened in my head in that moment. And I have forever been, that's still happening today.
All
All right, 45 seconds, 69,500, and not 11 cents.
Not 11 cents. Come
Yeah.
on, what, Ag Pilot guy?
Ag
Is that-
Can we get
Pilot
Is he the- is he still the
69,500,
leader?
$11.11.
Is Ag Pilot guy still the leader?
He is the
Yes.
leader. I also
Oh,
want to
wow.
point
30
out
seconds.
that when the bidding's over, what airspace does doesn't stop. We go in and work hand in hand with AIC Title Service. We handle all the AFA paperwork, the title service, the escrow of the money. Super clean and simple, and we should be closed out within a couple days, and your airplane will go to a new home, and you will have cash in your pocket.
All right,
Yep.
10 seconds.
100%.
10
Ten,
seconds.
9, 8, 7,
6, 5,
4. Is there going to be
three,
anything?
2, 1.
It looks like
And
Ag.
69,000.
It closed. All right. Pretty good.
So Jimmy, while he's looking up that number, do you have your phone?
Oh, is he already ready to go?
Well, but we'll get it ready.
Okay.
So while we're doing that, how do you feel? How do you feel about 69.5? What's going through your head right now?
It's a nice round.
I knew that the price would be somewhere 75 plus or minus 5 is kind of where I thought that the market would be on this airplane. And a little on the lower side of that, but I think for the airplane what it is, yeah, it's a solid deal. I'm okay with it, I'm happy with it. And knowing that it may go to, is the Ag Pilot guy that won?
Here, yeah.
Yeah, now I think that we were told that he did the big proxy because he might be flying, so I don't know if you'll get him or not.
Okay, so and you want me to go ahead and call him now?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
call
let's
him.
try him.
Do we have a first name?
We do. His first name
Ken?
is
no, I don't
Kobe Daughtry. Kobe.
Kobe.
Kobe the ag pilot.
Kobe with a C or a K?
With a C.
Okay, Kobe.
It's important because of how you pronounce it.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Christy, the X.
All right, here we go. So Kobe, right?
Yeah.
See if it works.
C-O-B-Y.
Hang on.
Why?
That went
You
all
just call
weird.
your wife?
We're gonna have to put his number in.
Put his
Apparently,
number.
I was calling Charles Cook, the guy of Arrowverse. Sorry, Charles, you didn't buy this, did you?
You just
Hey,
won a
thanks for
Lancair.
buying my airplane. I'll trade you for one of the 100
Wacos.
biplane Wacos you have in your hand.
All right, here,
try it again.
I'm gonna go ahead and press
Stop.
there.
Good Lord. Kobe.
Kobe. With
All right.
C.
And the X is silent.
Good. Thanks, in the P.
Hello?
Yeah, is this Kobe?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kobe, this is Jimmy. How are you?
Hey, Jimmy.
Are you
Better now.
are you currently flying an airplane?
I actually just hopped out of my airplane. I'm doing a post-flight inspection right now.
Well, there you go. So are you ready to do a pre-flight inspection on a Lancair?
Yes, sir, I am.
Well, congratulations, sir. You were the high bidder on this thing. And what part of the country are you in?
I'm currently in Sacramento, California. I'm in Rice Country.
Are you serious? So near Auburn, I think, is the airport out there. Just
pretty close.
Yeah, that's where the 310 came from, and spent its whole life in Nut Tree, right there where you're at.
Oh, yeah, Nut Tree, Vacaville. Yeah, absolutely. We go over to Nut Tree all the time for ice cream up there.
All right,
Small world.
So Kobe, the final bid was $69,500. I know you had a big proxy. Are you willing to tell us how high you would have gone?
No, don't tell me that. Do not tell me that.
Jimmy, I wouldn't want to tell him that.
Yeah, no. Don't tell me. You said, well, I only wanted to go to $65,000,
No,
but because it was
it
Jimmy.
was $69,550.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah,
there
that's
you go.
Not 11 cents.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic.
There you go. Yeah, that's what it was.
Hopefully it's a good deal for both of us. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, I'm jealous and sad because this was by far my favorite airplane to fly of all of them. And you have a ton of stuff. I even have the jacks that have to be specially made for the little things to jack the airplane up. We've got the original blueprints that are going to go with it. I have a ton of stuff that go with this airplane. And if you ever go to sell it again, you have to promise me here on live TV that I get first crack at buying it back.
I promise you.
All
I
right.
will definitely give you first right back to buying it back.
So,
Sounds great.
Kobe, what are you going to do with this airplane?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I currently have a crop duster friend in Florida, so he is probably going to be my connection to the airplane. And then it's probably just going to be my commuter once I get it to California.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be a great place for it to be. I mean, yeah,
It's going to be basically I have a ranch up in Oregon, and on the Saturdays or Sundays that I get off, I'd like to get there as quick as possible.
Yeah, he'll be there in 30 minutes.
I know, I was going to say,
Yeah.
it'll do it. Yeah, and it doesn't even take that much gas. I mean, it's crazy, the performance and the
No,
gas on this
you
thing.
got a really great airplane. It's going to a very good home.
That is fantastic.
Super excited.
Do you have any questions for me at this point before we hang up? And then I'll of course be in lots of contact with you after this to make sure everything goes smoothly. But any questions right off of the bat that you have?
As of right now, no. We'll get to all the finances and everything figured out the next couple of days, and then once I get closer to it, just maybe tips and tricks when I can get there to pick it up.
That sounds great. We'll have a good home for you.
Kobe, this is Dan. Last question. How did it feel when Jimmy called and you found out that you had the winning bid? How did you feel?
I haven't been this excited in a minute. I get, I fly for a living, so the flying kind of tends to become more of a job than it does necessarily an excitement. But this is the first time I've had some good aviation excitement in a long time.
That's awesome. That's
That's
so good to
fantastic.
hear.
On my toes right now.
Oh, good.
Yay. Well, that's fun. And this is my cell phone. Feel free to text me, get a hold of me if you got any questions that come up.
Jimmy also likes funny cat pictures. So anytime, day or night, send him to his way.
And by the way, everybody out there, all you need to do is pay $69,550 to get Jimmy's phone number.
I would if you paid me that, I'd probably give it to you.
People messaging me, probably offering me top dollar the next dollar or something like that, trying to buy them. Sure.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, Kobe, thanks so much for hopping on the phone. I'm glad we were able to connect, and congratulations on the Lancair. I am jealous and sad and happy. Yeah, man. All right. Well, have a great time. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. I appreciate it, Jimmy.
All right.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
All right, there is one happy.
Congratulations, Kobe.
I feel like you might cry.
I am legitimately sad.
No, seriously, I can hear it. Do you need a hug? You got a little misty in your eye.
There's pepper something.
Is that okay?
No, get off me, woman.
Okay.
All right, so Matt, what happens now when somebody buys a plane and wins a bid on airspace auction? Walk me through now the closing process.
I will. So this auction's a little odd because they're closing on a Saturday. Normally we do these Monday through Friday and close them during business hours. And what happens next is my office will send an email out to both the buyer and the seller, as well as a text and a phone call connecting them together. Where they're already connected now because we did it on live TV. And then we put them out with AIC title as well. And we start signing the legal documents to start doing the FAA transfer, getting the wire instructions over to both people for the deal can be funded. And literally, we've had deals close in under 24 hours.
Wow.
Average deal closes in 3 to 7 days. And there's not a quicker and better way to sell an aircraft. Our typical hold time on an airplane from when we have the initial conversation with you to the time when you have money in your bank account is anywhere from 45 to 90 days. Brokerage does not work that way, and it's an easier, simpler way to do it. And I think what really works well with our platform is we have full disclosure on all the airplanes. So we give out the good and the bad. There's a spec sheet. All the logbooks are uploaded. There's about 150 pictures. There's videos. There's the FAA files. There's an incident report in the NTSB. It's all up there and aggregated on our platform for you to vet the airplane. Very small percentage of our aircraft are ever looked at before buying. Like this guy here, he just hopped in the bidding room today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Whoa.
Yep. And that's what, for me, not making this an airspace commercial, but I mean, it is, for me as the seller, and I was telling the people here that I just didn't want to answer 10,000 emails and have a bunch of tire kickers and then have somebody, I want to come out and look at it and then do this and just run around and around and around. And it takes forever, and it's a full-time job just to try to sell one of these things. And so I found out Matt was doing it. I saw the platform and I wanted to make sure that it was full disclosure, good, bad, and the ugly. Everything is out there because of the popularity, the publicity, publicness of these airplanes. And I could not be happier that an ag pilot, like a truly person that can appreciate the performance of this.
Yeah, that's really
secretly,
cool.
I was really hoping that not a student pilot type of, I was really hoping that a very experienced,
I've never flown anything other than a Cessna 150. I'm looking forward to this.
I was the guy that bought this though after that, and I was like, that is a terrible idea. So I'm super, super glad that he's the one who's getting this airplane, and I'm jealous he's going to have just such a ball with it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, for all of those bidders now that did a deposit, 2,000 in this case, what happens to them?
So the bidders can submit deposits in 2 different ways. They can do a wire transfer or they can do a credit card deposit, and within 3 business days of the auction closes, their account is funded the money back.
Okay, all right.
So easy. Or can they transfer that to another auction?
You know what? We have people that let their deposits ride with us, and they are serial bidders. This has entertainment value as well. I've been watching car auctions for many, many years, and that's what gave me this idea to do this. And it's just a simpler, better way to buy airplanes. It's plain easy.
So if I just wanted to go watch the auctions, but I'm not like a serious bidder, could I do that without putting $2,000 down?
You definitely can, yes.
Sweet.
And we have a lot of people watching. In fact,
just register. Yeah, there's like 118 people.
189 watchers on this.
Holy
and there's a lot of watchers on everything that we do. It really is entertainment for people.
I can see that. The drama of what's going down, even in
No, that was exciting.
that last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, more than 5 because it kept getting extended, but that was exciting.
Yeah, that was. We kept seeing it go up and up. How many airplanes right now do you have on the auction site?
So I haven't looked right now, but anywhere from 7 to probably 15 are on there currently.
Okay.
It's changing all the time. We do a couple auctions per week generally. Another thing I want to point out too, this actually works. It just wasn't a freak accident here. It works 90% of the time.
Okay.
Yes.
So the sell-through rate
is
for
around
those,
90%.
whenever you don't do a no reserve like I did, which was rare, typically the airplanes would have a reserve on them.
This is our third no reserve auction that we've done.
Okay.
I mean, I'd say
Fantastic.
it worked out fairly well.
Yeah, it's most of them are
Because
not.
I mean, my reserve would have probably been in that general area, and it probably would have been met. So you know, it was right where I expected that to be. So
Perfect.
Yeah, and auctions it's a great barometer of what the current market is.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's fair. And in full disclosure, we asked Matt what he truly thought that this airplane was going to sell for, and I know he gave me a higher number, I think, just to help ease my ego or something. But his number that he kept saying the entire time of going through the process was $70,000.
Oh, no.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I value lots of airplanes.
All right, so what would you value a 1982 Piper Cherokee Warrior II with white with a little bit of blue striping?
Well, first I would do some research
$50.
on it.
I'd take 55.
$10. Wait, what would you bid on mine? 11?
I bid 11.
11. $11.
Okay, that's fair.
But the airplane market's so complicated. There's so many choices and condition levels. We do a full market analysis. I look at all the current listings out there. I pull what limited market research is out there for sold
It's
airplanes.
invaluable.
VREF, Blue Book, and then the seller and I talk about the reserve that we're going to set for the airplane.
$1 million.
I would probably not
Reserve.
take it unless it's $1 million airplane.
Well, that's for the planes that you can get a lot of comparable information to. What about like that really weird plane going on?
So the Boeing YL-15.
Like that Boeing thing?
Yeah, exactly.
That's another good example of why an auction's great, because there's no way to really put a value. You can guess on a number with that, which is what we've done, and we can create a floor out there, but it's really what is the market going to bear on such a unique aircraft?
What do people value this airplane at? There could be some guy out there that's like, I want to buy this I will give you $1 million because this thing is just so interesting.
Start watching next week and we'll find out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so you guys will be able to check out Aerospace Auctions, look at those auctions, register to bid, and buy yourself an airplane. And for Aeroverse, don't forget, you're watching this, maybe you watched it live, maybe you're watching it taped, but there you can sign up by using the code Jimmy20.
Jimmy20.
His street name.
His street name, Jimmy20, to get 20% off of any subscription there. So join Aeroverse because it is something really cool. It's a lot of fun to put all this aviation content in one place to be able to go and look. So
it was a lot of fun going through the comments and stuff too, and seeing people kind of like go back and forth and interacting live with the audience. That's my favorite part, actually.
Well, the aviation community is what is the favorite. You come for the planes, you stay for the people. That's said so many times.
Absolutely.
But that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, thank you for watching, and make sure you check out all the other aerospace shows. Go to Jimmy's World, make sure you subscribe to that, and check out Aerospace Auctions.
All right, guys. Well, fly safe as always, and we'll see you next time.
In the Aeroverse.